Okay, we got it.
Thank you.
Okay, it is now 1:45, and I'm going to call the January 20th, 2026 meeting of the Akron Tree Commission to order. Sarah, would you like to take the roll?
Costa. She is here but not connected to
I'm here.
video.
Yes.
Viviano here. Forte.
Here.
Busco. Lash. I can see you, but I couldn't hear you.
Present.
Riccuti.
Here.
Robinson. Bradenberg.
Here.
And Wyatt.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Okay, doke. Everybody have a chance to read the minutes from the last meeting? I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
So
Make a
moved.
motion.
I'll do a roll call.
Okay.
Viviano, aye. Forte.
Abstain. I wasn't in the meeting last time.
Okay. Lash.
Aye.
Riccuti.
Aye.
Bradenberg.
Aye.
And Wyatt.
Aye.
The motion to approve the minutes passes.
Okay, unfinished business. Brittany and Gabe and I met over Zoom last week, and what we spent most of our time talking about was our webpage and the videos. Oh, okay, Leah's here. And as a synchronicity, Casey emailed me just a little bit later in the day after we'd finished meeting, and sent links for the videos that are now on our website. I had some problems with the audio, but I'm assuming that was just me. My computer is iffy at best. Not my computer. My computers are great. It's my Wi-Fi. So, Casey, would you like to brief us on that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can share my screen even. Let's see. Can everyone see this?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. I wonder if I can. Okay. So yes, we finished I worked with communications, and we finished sort of a redo of the Tree Commission's website. So I guess I'll point out a couple of things. We moved the contact information up so that it was just like bigger and bolder, and the information about who to contact was there. Meeting agenda is still here. We still have this education section still focused on the tree canopy assessment, which will hopefully soon be replaced in the next couple of months with an updated assessment. And then we added some content also under the education section, just some stuff that I had already produced for, for you all, for Akron. So one pager on sort of the benefits of trees is here. And then Sarah's right, we had produced a video series on how to plant a tree that was in 3 parts. And so we embedded links to those videos here. I'm not going to click on them. I think, Sarah, the audio worked great for me. I would imagine it might be a bandwidth issue on your end, or maybe a connection
Probably.
issue on your end. And then we have the members listed. So you all had provided great photos and sort of mini bios and fun facts. And so we've got all that information that you supplied in here now. So those are updated as well. Yeah, so I know we had asked you for information, and had been trickling in, and so worked with communications to finally get that up here, change a few other things on the webpage as well. But that's really it.
Okay, great. Anybody have any questions, comments? I personally am glad that this is a little bit more robust now. People don't get to see just a blank, or not a blank screen, but you know, the screen. Anybody? Yeah, Patricia.
Can you send us a link, an email to that?
Oh,
Is there a
sure.
link?
Yeah, I can just put it in the chat. It's just the tree
Okay.
commission site. Let me just throw it
Okay.
in the chat for everyone.
Okay. Alrighty. Anything else on that? Thank you very much, Casey, for getting on that and getting it done. Okay. Anything, Leah, you're here. Are there any upcoming events?
Hi, thank you, Sarah. No, but we do have a meeting with some tree commissioner members, Jackie and Brittany, tomorrow, and Project Acorn members will be there to talk about Arbor Day. And then I'm
Okay.
sure once we have that meeting, we will give you an update. So nothing's set in stone yet, but we'll know more tomorrow.
Okie doke. Project Acorn updates?
We are currently working on our schedule for this spring cohort, and things are going well. So we're just really fine-tuning everything. We've got professional development on Thursdays, and we've got Davy Tree every single Monday, and then young tree training and planting Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So everything is in the works. We have not posted the job yet, but we should soon. And then we are working with our partners to get the word out about the job posting. So things are well underway.
Okay, great. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Thank you very much, Leah.
Thank you.
Urban Forestry Grant.
There's one more event coming up. It's the Tree Commission Academy. It was canceled for this month. So I had two folks signed up. It was I think Patricia and Brittany, but I don't think they got enough people. So they ended up canceling the Youngstown Tree Commission Academy. And the next one, it's still in Youngstown, but it's going to be, what did I say it was, Patricia? I sent you an email earlier. I think it's the 25th, February 25th and
25th
February.
and 26th.
Yep. So if anybody can make it to the Tree Commission Academy on those 2 days, I highly recommend it. I think freshman year was by far the best and most important year to attend. If you just did freshman year and didn't do another one, I think you'd be it'd be worth it just to attend that freshman year. If you can't attend this one on February 25th, there's one coming up in Cleveland, and when I get those dates, I'll let y'all know. But this would be the last call for that one in Youngstown. So if anybody's interested, let me know, and I'll have to find out who is not here this week and email them just to make sure they're invited. It looks like Brittany
And Jeff.
Brittany and Jeff. Well, Jeff already did freshman year, so Brittany would be somebody I should email.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I can't think of any events.
I just wanted to add on to what Matt was noting, not only for taking freshman year class possible, because it is a really, really, really informative 2 sessions, but that's also kind of surprising as well that the numbers aren't there, because from what I've seen, freshman year is by far the largest class, and then people rotate off just because of any number of reasons. So if freshman year isn't having a large number of individuals, that might speak to just probably an overall lower number in general for the subsequent classes later this year then.
It would.
Sarah,
Okay.
I'm happy to go over the urban forestry grant if you'd like.
Good. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen again just because I have a one pager. Okay, can everyone see this?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, sorry, I'm just trying to get rid of, I'm not a Zoom person. Okay, can everyone still hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did it. All right, so yes, we've been awarded, and Matt Null and I and our grants manager worked really hard on this application, but we've been awarded an urban forestry grant. This is through ODNR, but it's passed through federal money through Ohio Department of Natural Resources. $100,000 grant. We're going to focus that money predominantly in the East Akron area, specifically the Joy Park census tract, if folks are familiar, as well as the census tract directly abutting it to the north, which gets into Middlebury a little bit. So that's the geographic area that we're going to be devoting the $100,000. The grant scope in terms of work or activities, it's going to be street tree planting, exclusively in the Joy Park census tract. We'll be planting trees in what we call street trees. So Matt's team and what they do, the city planting street trees in the Devil Strip. So we'll be able to get added street trees in through this grant money outside of the city budget, which is great. The other things that the grant is focused on, upskilling some of our staff in tree care methods so that, these trees that we're planting are well cared for and can grow big and strong. And then some engagement and stakeholder work. So we will be partnering with a to be determined community organization to engage folks in the Joy Park census tract and the census tract just north of there. Educational efforts. We have money in the grant for tree care toolkits. So last year, and Jackie Ricciuti will remember this, we did, maybe it was even 24, I forget. We did a good deal of engagement and surveying of the community around trees to get their concerns, their ideas, their insights on all things trees. And one of many insights that came from that was that we have a lot of residents who are concerned about trees on their own property. Tree care is very expensive. Private tree care on your own property is very expensive. And a lot of concerns about trees that they don't have money to care for, nor the knowledge to do even small tree care tasks themselves. And so with that in mind, something we scoped into this grant was, let's get, for these two census tracts, let's get some shared community tree care toolkits that are free and accessible to the community, as well as some basic education and training and workshops on tree care on your own property. So that'll be part of the engagement effort, is bringing that to the community. There'll be other engagement opportunities as well. We're hoping that we work with a community partner that hires some tree care champions, we're calling them, who can kind of test this. This will be related to the tree commission. We're hoping that they'll test out some engagement efforts for us. I think we are interested, this group in particular, right, in learning what kind of education or outreach gets folks excited about trees, is successful in kind of converting people to being pro-tree. And so the tree care champions will be resourced to try out some campaigns, try out some engagement or outreach efforts, and we'll be able to support them in that, but also see how those efforts go. And maybe if they're very successful, we can adopt similar approaches here at the city or with the tree commission. So anyway, a lot of good things built into this grant, some broader stakeholder support as well. We hope to be able to put council members, community-based organization leaders, neighborhood leaders, through some educational resources like the academy that Matt was referencing and that many of you have participated in. Also that they can be educated about trees and also be advocates in the community for trees and the benefits that they bring to Akron. So that's sort of the scope of work. That's the geographic focus, the dollar amount, the time period. This starts basically now in January, and it's an 18-month grant. So we'll be executing this through June of 27. So it's a great thing.
Yes. Any questions? I think this is fabulous. Okay, thank you, Casey.
Yeah.
Okay, on to new business. And this may be a little premature, seeing as how folks are meeting tomorrow about plans for Arbor Day. Is that correct? Yes, no, maybe so?
Yes. Sarah, we're meeting tomorrow at KAB. There's a few tree commission members and then other city people joining us. So we can send you an update afterwards. I know we can't email everybody as the commission, but we can talk more about it in February.
Okay. All righty. Matt, release of complete tree inventory data.
Yeah, so there's been a smart tree inventory performed on city street trees using LiDAR. And this might be something everybody's aware of, but it was just completed and the data was just released to us a couple weeks ago, which is pretty exciting because already we've gotten to switch our management from very reactive trimming and removal to proactively removing dead trees is really all we've gotten to so far. I mean, we've only had the data for 2 weeks, but we've already identified about 400 dead trees and scheduled them for removal. We otherwise had no knowledge of these dead trees existing because no one called them in. So just an example of us switching from reactive management to proactive, where now we're proactively getting rid of these dead trees. We've got a long list of trees that are ready to be scheduled for trimming based on their like deadwood, which LiDAR is able to pick up in the tree. So yeah, it's pretty big news. We also now can say which street tree is the tallest, which is kind of cool. It's a tree on Greenwood is our tallest street tree. And then our biggest tree around is on Little Street. So I had fun right away looking at all of Akron's tallest and biggest trees, which was pretty exciting to me. Not sure what I can do with that information, but it's awesome to have it. So I can tell you which neighborhood has a high population of tall trees over 100 feet. That one on Greenwood's 138 feet tall, which is pretty tall. But yeah, I think that's about it. Unless y'all have questions about it.
Is there any way we or the public can access this information?
So I am going to try and figure that out because I want a link, if it's possible, to get a link on the Tree Commission webpage so that anybody who visits that page can click on a link and see something like, I mean, if y'all were to type in the Tree Keeper website, which I can give you, you can see the old layer, but you can't see the smart tree layer yet. I don't know if everybody's aware of that. So you have an incomplete tree inventory that's visible to you, just by typing in a URL code, if you guys are ever interested in seeing that. If you've gotten a street tree planted, you'll have received a letter that had that URL code on it. But anybody can see that. And so I think anybody will be able to see this smart tree inventory shortly. So
Good.
yeah,
That would be something to get out to the public. Curious about your tree?
right. And that's kind of how I've been explaining it to people who are getting a tree planted, and so are you curious about the species, the size, click on this or, type this in, and then you can get some information on the ecological benefits. That's the main bit of information they can get as like a guest, where, city employees can see all the work history and all that, which is no interest to somebody, who's a resident. But I felt like the ecosystem services were important. And so
Yeah.
anybody can go on there and see that.
Okay. Does it have information about trees on private property?
No. So the
Okay.
LiDAR only picked up trees within 15 feet of the roadway, our right of
Okay.
way.
Okay.
So no
Like-
parks or private property, unless it accidentally picked it up, which it did sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Questions, folks? I can't
Yes.
wait.
So, the question that I had, Matt, and I can't remember if you mentioned this in a previous meeting or not, so my apologies if you have. The LiDAR, I'm assuming that this was picked up on street drive-bys or like as far as like trucks driving down. Was this through like contractors? Was this through us as the city or you all as the city? Was this aerial? How was the LiDAR done for the mapping itself?
Yeah, so the city does not have a LiDAR. So we had to contract out a company who also had to contract out a company to get the LiDAR. It's like a Google car, is what it looks like to me. Green Hill was the name of the company that performed the LiDAR work, like it was their machine. And then Davy Tree is the one that compiled the data and organized it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I saw one in the neighborhood, a couple months ago, and it's cool looking. It's a car and it's got a little white thing on top that I'm assuming is the actual,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you were next to a street tree, I probably have pictures of you out there somewhere.
Probably not.
They got like 5 pictures of each tree along with
Okay,
like a three-dimensional twin. And I can share it with you really quickly if y'all want to see this.
great. Yeah.
But so here's the all of our street trees. We got about 55,000 of them. I'll just go to a random one. I didn't have a cool one. Let me go to one that'll be slightly more interesting. So you can see the species, which it used AI to determine. And then it's got a variety of different attributes. It automatically populated a lot of information like the crown dieback. This is a pretty healthy tree, so not super interesting. But it's got one piece of deadwood you can see in it, like the picture that it developed. And then it's got these three-dimensional twins. We'll see if it'll upload. Sometimes it takes a minute.
Matt, while it buffers, can I prompt you to kind of explain, the tree commission might be well versed in this, but since we're streaming, can you talk about like how connected the street tree inventory is to like even better maintenance and tree care and just like care of our street trees and how that's positive for residents?
Right. So the idea is to switch from, proactive or very reactive management, which is how it's been. It's service request based. So a service request comes in from a resident, and then we respond by either removing, pruning, or performing some sort of plant health care on the tree. Now we'll be able to go out there and prune these trees before they become an issue and or remove them, before they fail and damage property or land in the right of way. And we'll also be able to schedule this work out. I'm trying to get the city on a 10-year pruning cycle where every single tree is pruned or inspected within 10 years. So having this, now we know exactly what we've got and we can come up with a plan to do that. Where before it really wasn't possible. We didn't know how much we had. We were just guessing. Now we know exactly what's out there and how much it'll take, a combination of contract work and in-house work in order to maintain the urban forest like it's recommended that we maintain the urban forest. Those of y'all in tree care or Tree Commission Academy remember from freshman year that they recommend 5-year pruning cycle where every tree is either inspected or pruned within 5 years. It's going to be a while before we get to that point, but 10 years is my goal. Within the next couple of years, I'm hoping to have the urban forest within a 10-year pruning cycle. But yeah, the three-dimensional twin's not loading. Davy's constantly updating this, so I don't know. They might be doing a data drop right now, and for some reason I can't access that. But I think that's pretty much it for the smart tree inventory, unless y'all have any questions. I definitely plan on writing an article or doing something to highlight like our biggest trees. I think it would be awesome to have something on the website, whether it's the Tree Commission page or somewhere, where it talks about some of our biggest street trees.
Okay. Questions? Okay, thank you. And anything on spring tree planting?
Well, we plan on doing about 150 more trees because of the urban forestry grant. And I'm coming up with the plan for the rest of them shortly. Right now, I think the biggest change I'm trying to make and the most common complaint I've gotten from residents who have called in over the past 2 plantings that I've seen through, they're upset that we give them an opportunity to object, but we rarely are able to do anything. We're rarely able to, not plant a tree. And so my proposal, and I don't know if, I guess this is as good a time to talk about it as any, but I propose changing the letter that we send to the homeowner slightly to I'm taking out the word objection and putting in maybe the word comment or appeal. And tell me if say again.
Would feedback work?
Yeah, that's a good one. But in the city ordinance, as it's been updated, I guess July 1st in 2025, that's when we added the master tree planting plan into ordinance, correct? I don't know if John Skaken's here. He'd definitely be able to answer the question. If not.
Yes, Matt, that should be around the correct.
Okay. So part of the goal in the master tree planting plan is to have a fully stocked urban forest, which would mean planting every single one of the tree lawns, right? So I was thinking about modifying the letter to include that statement. Under the current ordinance, it is our goal to have every single tree lawn planted. Would that be okay to make a change like that?
Matt, let's connect offline and we can discuss this.
Okay. Okay, cool. Is there anybody else who should be part of that discussion? I was thinking at least Sarah Vradenberg.
Let's discuss this offline and then we'll see who we need to bring in after the fact.
Okay.
I think this should be an internal discussion first.
Okay, sounds good. But other than the letter that's going out to the homeowner, I don't plan on changing much this spring. It's, business as usual.
Okay. And this goes to the form that, we send a letter and then they have to, I don't know, is there a form or do they just call in the objection? I can't remember. We've been a while since we've done that.
So right now, a letter is sent out to each homeowner, and that's per ordinance. It requires a letter be sent to each homeowner, adjacent to the tree lawn. And they respond to that letter via email to the tree commission email at
Okay.
City of Akron. Anybody who responds to that letter via email within 14 days is sent another letter. And that letter specifies the time and place of an objection hearing. And it requires, the $15 be sent to a specific address and things like that. I would love to change this process by putting something on the tree commission website or something to make it easier, because right now it's unreasonable to assume most of these people are, I mean, if they even get the letter, it's unreasonable to assume they're going to get another letter and then follow through on, all of the steps to send in the monies and then make it to the hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it is possible to, add yet another item to the tree commission web page, I think it should be a link to a form and a way to pay the fee to get to the objection hearing efficiently and easily. Because right now people are frustrated.
Okay. Sarah, you have a question or comment?
I did just want to make a suggestion that I think that $15 objection fee should be in your initial letter to people so that they understand that that is what they are doing in the first place, instead of sending a letter, getting feedback, sending another letter with the additional information. Like perhaps that could be something that's in the additional letter so that they have all the information to begin with.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I think combining these into one letter would be awesome. So I guess that's something else for the internal discussion. Yeah, that would help. Combining the letters is a good first step for sure. So maybe at the very least we can do that.
Yeah, and if there's a way, I know that involves putting a pay link on the form, but if we could have a form, if you would care to give us feedback on this, please click this link to fill out a form. And if you would like a hearing, it will cost you $15. And it's kind of a ham-handed way to say it right now, but that cuts 2 steps out.
Yep. Yeah. This has already been productive, but I will arrange something where we can talk and try and get this process just a little bit more fine-tuned and more efficient, because it was the biggest complaint I had from homeowners very consistently, was that the process was difficult and they didn't understand why we would go through the process of sending out 2 letters just to tell them that there's really not a whole lot of reasons not to plant a street tree in your adjacent, government-owned parcel.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, I think that's it.
Okay. Other comments?
Yes. So
Gabe, you've got your hand up. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah. I just have one question related to this, and I guess I'm curious. So I know we send the letters out, or the city sends the letters out to impacted homeowners about this and giving them the option to challenge and so on and so forth. And one of the issues with creating a like an office form or some other web form for this is that we're struggling as far as having some sort of way for them to then pay via the form. These costs that they would incur that are in relation to whatever tree issue or violation there is it possible to have that show up on their, I guess, on their property parcel for like the Akron business office? Because the city of Akron has a business office. It's itself where like utilities and other stuff shows. Would it be possible for that to be the case? Or would that be too heavy of a lift to have that information that is present as far as, whatever tree violation there is, be transferred or show that way? Because if it is able to show that way, I'm imagining that could be a way that we could get around that and actually make this, digitally based if we could. But I don't want to, at the same time, create too heavy of a lift for anybody involved as far as doing that. So
Okay.
I'm not familiar with the process. That's why I just figured I would throw that question in.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is definitely an awesome goal.
On that?
I think right now that might be
Francis, do you have any feedback on that?
I don't.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry, Matt.
I was just saying, I think that is awesome. And it'd be great if we could do something like that one day, but I'm okay with sending out one letter, with a website, to start out. I think that'd be a really great starting point, and it would definitely make this process more smooth and efficient.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just want to reiterate, I totally understand if what I just said would be out of scope, not only for right now, but even down the road in the near future. I was just wondering if that was something that when the letters are sent out, if it would also appear on someone's end. And if so, then we could just, obviously incorporate that into, the office form. But if not, then what would be the involvement with that? But gathering just from, some of the feedback that we've gotten, it does seem like it will probably be out of scope. So, and that's okay. I was just curious.
Yeah.
One day we'll get there.
Okay. Anything else on that? Sarah, did we have anybody sign up for public comment?
We did not.
Okay. And anybody have anything for the good of the order? All right. Well, it is now 2:22 and I am adjourning this meeting of the commission. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Stay
Thank
warm.
you.
Have a
as
good day,
possible.
everyone.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.